Hello dear students, myself Miss Vaishali Dekate. Welcome to my channel. I am teaching you subject maths in standard 8th. In this video, we will start our chapter number 6, factorization of algebraic expressions. We will solve questions from practice set 6.1. This is part 1 in which we solve few questions. But before that, subscribe my channel by pressing subscribe at right side. Press the bell icon also to get my recent videos. Chapter number 6, factorization of algebraic expressions. We all know what do we mean by algebraic expressions. Algebraic expression means if you write any number also, that is known as algebraic expression in mathematics. If you write only 7, that is also algebraic expression. If you write x with 7, then it is also algebraic expression. If you write 7x square plus 8, it is also algebraic expression. If you write 7x square plus 8x plus 5, this is also algebraic expression. So in this way we can write the algebraic expression. Last year in our 7th standard we have learned how to factorize the expressions, and we have given such type of algebraic expressions and we did it and we solved it. For example, the examples are given: 4xy plus 8y square is equal to. How we can factorize this expression? We can take out common from both these terms. As we all can see, 4xy can be taken out common. So 4xy is taken out common, and remaining terms we can write inside the bracket. That means what? How we can find out what is remaining? Actually, taking out common means we have to divide by. So 4xy can be divided by 4xy. 4xy divided by 4xy. Cancel, and 1 we are getting, that 1 should be written inside the bracket. Then again from 8xy square we can take out 4xy common, and 4xy common, x cancel, 4 1s are 4, 4 2s are 8, and y with y square cancel, 1y is remaining. In this way 2y we are getting as the answer, and that 2y is written in the bracket. So in this way we can take out common and whatever remaining is written inside the bracket when such type of algebraic expressions are there. And when such p square minus 9q square, that means first term square minus second term square, we can apply this formula, a square minus b square. This formula we have applied in our last chapter also. A square minus b square is equal to a plus b first bracket, a minus b in the second bracket. So p square minus 9q square can be written as p whole square minus 3q square, where a is p and b is 3q. So after expansion we get p plus 3q and p minus 3q. So in this way we have done the solutions last year in previous standard. This year we are going to learn about quadratic trinomial, how we are going to factorize quadratic trinomial. So let us get to know what do we mean by quadratic trinomial. An expression of the form ax square plus bx plus c is called quadratic trinomial. Okay, when we get the expression in this form ax square plus bx plus c, it is known as quadratic trinomial. So x can be any variable. Okay, first term is x square term, second term is x term, and last term is constant term. Whereas a, b and c, a and b are coefficients, c is the constant term. A is the coefficient of x square, b is the coefficient of x, and c is the constant. So a, b and c can be any numbers, okay. There is no restrictions on the number. They can be any number, and this is known as quadratic trinomial. Trinomial means we all know when there are 3 terms it is known as trinomial, and quadratic means first term is having square sign, square. Okay, so when square is there and 3 terms are there, it is known as quadratic trinomial. So in 6.1 we will be finding out factors of quadratic trinomial. So let us first see one example and then we will solve the sums from practice set 6.1. So for example, if we take the example of x square plus 5x plus 6, okay, here in this form, this sum is in the form of quadratic trinomial. This is known as standard form. Okay, this is standard form. And now we have taken the example of this standard form. How to factorize this quadratic trinomial? The coefficient of x square is 1. Nothing is there means 1. Coefficient of x is plus 5 and coefficient of 6 is, sorry, this 6 is the last term which is constant term. So how to find the factors? We have to find the factors of constant term. Factors of constant term. How many factors we have to find out? Only 2 factors. Okay, 2 factors of constant term whose addition should be the coefficient of middle term. 2 factors of constant term whose addition or subtraction should be the coefficient of middle term. So how can we recognize whether there should be addition or subtraction? When the sign of constant term is plus, we have to do the addition of those 2 factors, and the addition should be the answer of this middle term. That means the coefficient of this middle term. And if the sign of constant term is minus, then the subtraction of 2 factors should be this middle term. Okay, so as here the sign is plus, we have to find out factors of 6, 2 factors of 6 whose addition should be 5. Okay, what we have to find out? To find factors of 6, that is factors of constant term. 2 factors, okay, only 2 factors we have to find out whose addition should be coefficient of middle term. What is the coefficient of middle term? 5. We have to find out 2 factors of 6 whose addition should be 5. So factors, 2 factors of 6 if we want to find out, first 2 factors can be 1 into 6. 1 6 are 6. Correct? So we have to find out the addition, which should be 5. So if you see 2 factors are 1 6 are 6, but 1 plus 6 is not equal to 5. So we cannot take these 2 factors. Then next 2 factors of 6 are 2 3s are 6. 2 3s are 6. If you add 2 and 3, we get 5. So we have to take these 2 factors of 6 whose addition is 5. And then we can split this middle term, and in place of this middle term we can write 2 terms. Okay, in place of this middle term we have to write 2 terms whose coefficients should be 2 and 3. So first term we write as it is x square, last term we write as it is plus 6. In place of this middle term, in place of 5x, in place of 5x, we can write 2x plus 3x. Okay, 2x plus 3x. So in place of 5x, we will have to write 2x plus 3x. And first and last term we write as it is. So in the next step, in place of trinomial, in place of 3 terms, we have to write 4 terms. We have to split the middle term, and in place of middle term we will be writing 2 terms, which can be addition or subtraction. Addition depend on the sign of this constant term. If the constant term sign is plus, we have to write addition. If the constant term sign is minus, we have to write subtraction. Okay, that we will see when we will solve the sums from practice set 6.1. Now what should be done next? Next is to take out common from first 2 terms. first and second term, take out common from second and third term. So what is common in first and second term? In first and second term we can see that x is common in both the terms, so we can take out x common. As I have told you, taking out x common means what? Actually we are dividing. So x square divided by x, what we get? X square means what? X into x divided by x. So x cancel, 1x is remaining. That remaining x we write inside the bracket. Plus sign is there, so we write plus sign. And from 2x also we have taken out x common. So 2x divided by x, x cancel, 2 is remaining. So this 2 we write inside the bracket. So in this way, from first and second term we have to take out common. Now third and fourth term, what is common? Let us see. Plus sign is there, write the plus sign. And as we all can see, x is not there in the last term is constant term. So we cannot take out variable common. Let us check, can we take out number common? Here 3 is there, here 6 is there. So from 6 and 3, 3 is the smaller number. Can we divide both these numbers by 3? Yes. We can divide 3 also by 3. We can divide 6 also by 3. So 3 can be taken out common. We have to check, can we divide the bigger number by smaller number and then take out smaller number as common. So that means from this term we have taken out 3 common, 3x. From 3x we have taken out 3 common, that means 3x divided by 3. 3 cancel, x is remaining. That x we write inside the bracket. Plus sign is there, write plus sign. Then 6 divided by 3. From 6 also we have taken out 3 common. So 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6. What we are getting? 2. So this 2 we write in the bracket. So in this way, if you check, we are getting same bracket. Same bracket. There should not be any change in the bracket. Always we should get same bracket in this third step. Sign should be same. First term should be same. Second term should be same. So if the bracket is same, that means that bracket can be taken out common. So x plus 2 is taken out common. From first term, when we take out x plus 2 common, what is remaining? This x is remaining. So this x we write in the bracket. Plus, from this term, if x plus 2 is taken out common, what is remaining? 3 is remaining. So this 3 also can be taken out, can be written inside the bracket. In this way, in the end, we get these two brackets, x plus 2, x plus 3. So this x square plus 5x plus 6 can be factorized and we can get the factors as x plus 2 and x plus 3. So in this way, we have to find out two factors of constant term whose addition or subtraction should be the coefficient of middle term. And then we have to split the middle term. We have to take out common and we have to get the factors. So let us see, let us solve the sums from practice set 6.1. You will get the practice and better understanding for these sums.
Now let's start practice set 6.1 part 1.
Practice set 6.1. Question is factorize. We can see three terms are there. All these sums are quadratic trinomials. That means first term is having square and three terms are there. Second term is only x term and last term is constant term, we can see here. So these are the quadratic trinomial, and just now I have shown you one example how to factorize the quadratic trinomial. So let us solve one by one. First sum is x square plus 9x plus 18. So the last constant term is 18. That means what? We have to find the factors of 18, two factors of 18 whose addition should be the coefficient of middle term. Why I am saying addition? Because 18 sign is plus sign. So we have to find out the factors of 18 whose addition should be the coefficient of middle term. Middle term coefficient is 9. So two factors of 18, let us find out. First two factors will be 1 into 18. But 1 plus 18 is not equal to 9. we require addition 9. Okay, their addition should be, addition of these two factors should be 9. Now let us see next two factors, factors of 18. 2 9s are 18. We all know 2 9s are also 18. 2 and 9, these two factors are there of 18. But 2 plus 9 is also not equal to 9. 2 plus 9 is 11. It is not equal to 9. So we cannot take these two factors also. Now let us find out two more factors of 18. 3 6 are 18, correct? 3 into 6 is also 18. Let us find out whether the addition of 3 and 6 is 9 or not. Yes, it is 9. 3 plus 6 is 9. So we have to take only these two factors. These two factors cannot be taken. These two factors cannot be taken. We have to take only 3 and 6. And then these two factors we have to use to split the middle term. We have to split this middle term into two terms. So let us see how to do it. We have to write first term as it is, x square as it is. We will be writing the last term plus 18 also as it is. Only in place of this middle term we will be writing two terms. That means this 9x should be the answer of those two terms. 9x should be the answer of those two terms, addition of those two terms. So we cannot write only 3 and 6. We have to write 3x plus 6x. Now 9 is having addition sign, plus sign. That's why both these numbers should have plus sign. Plus 3x plus 6x will be plus 9x. So always check that while splitting the middle term, we have to get the answer of this middle term. Okay, when we split the middle term into two terms, the answer of those two terms should be this middle term. So we will be writing this as plus 3x plus 6x. In this way we have to split this middle term. So answer of 3x plus 6x is 9x. Now what we have to do? We have to take out common from first and second term, from third and fourth term. So let us see what is common between first and second term. We can see variable x is common in both these terms. So x can be taken out common, and whatever is remaining from first and second term we have to write inside the bracket. Now taking out common means we all know we have to divide. So first term x square divide by x, what we get? X square and x cancelled, only x is remaining. So this remaining x or answer x we should write in the bracket, plus sign. From 3x also we have taken out x common. So 3x divided by x, x cancel, 3 remaining, 3 is the answer. That 3 should be written inside the bracket. Then plus sign is there. We have to take out common from third and fourth term. From third and fourth term variables are not there. In third term variable is there, but in fourth term variable is not there. So we cannot take out variable common. We have to check whether we can take out number common, smaller number. Okay, so as we can see that 6 and 18, these two numbers are there. What we have to check? Can we divide the bigger number by smaller number? Can we divide 18 by 6? Yes, we can divide 18 by 6 because 18 is there in the table of 6. So when we can divide the bigger number by smaller number, that smaller number should be taken out as common. So 6 is smaller, we can take out it as common, and then from 6 is taken out common. 6 cancel, what is remaining? X is remaining. So x we should write in the bracket. Plus sign is there, put the plus sign. From 18 also we have to take out 6 common. That means 18 divided by 6. 6 ones are 6. 6 threes are 18. We are getting answer as 3. So this 3 should be written inside the bracket. In this way, from first and second term we have taken out common. Remaining terms is written inside the bracket. From third and fourth term we have taken out common. Remaining terms is written inside the bracket. If you observe this step, you can see that this bracket is common. Common means what? It is same. Bracket is same. Both the terms are same. The sign inside the bracket is also same. So this bracket can be taken out common. So from first term we can take out x plus 3 common. From second term also we can take out x plus 3 common. Now you all know taking out common means what? Actually we are dividing. So first term is x into x plus 3 and we have taken out x plus 3 common. That means we have to divide by x plus 3. X plus 3 cancel. What is remaining? X remaining. So that x we will write inside the bracket. Plus sign is there and then we can take out x plus 3 from this term also common. 6 x plus 3 upon x plus 3. So x plus 3 getting cancelled. What is remaining? 6 is remaining. That 6 we should write inside the bracket. In this way we can get the factors of x square plus 9x plus 18 as x plus 3 and x plus 6. Now let us see this next sum. X square minus 10x plus 9. So constant term is 9. We have to find the factors of 9 whose addition should be 10. Correct? Factors of constant term whose addition should be the coefficient of middle term. Why addition? Because sign of 9 is plus sign. Sign of constant term is plus sign. That's why we have to find out two factors whose addition should be the coefficient of middle term. So factors of 9 are 1 into 9. Factors of 9 are 3 3s are 9. Correct? So we have to find out two factors in such a way that their addition should be the coefficient of middle term. As we all can see here, 1 and 9, these two factors are there, and 1 plus 9 is equal to 10. So we have to take these two factors, 1 and 9. Because 3 and 3 we cannot take, because 3 plus 3 is equal to 6. So we cannot take these two factors. We have to take only 1 into 9. Now we have to split the middle term. In place of middle term we have to write two terms. Let us see that middle term is having minus sign. When the middle term is having minus sign, constant term is having plus sign, what should be done? This 9 can be written as factors, multiplication of two factors as minus 1 into minus 9. We all know in multiplication minus into minus is plus. Correct? So it can be written as minus 1 into minus 9. And then we can split the middle term minus 10 as minus 1 plus minus 9. Because when we split the middle term into two terms, the answer should be middle term. As I have told you in the previous sum also, when you split the middle term into two terms, the answer should be this middle term. Okay, so here first term we should write as it is, last term we should write as it is. In place of this middle term we have to write these two factors, and while writing the two factors you should check the sign also properly. So it should be minus 1x. We don't write 1. When coefficient is 1 we write only x. Okay, minus 10x can be written as minus 1x minus 9x. Minus 1x minus 9x will be minus 10x. Minus minus will be plus, but sign should be minus. So 1 plus 9 is 10. So it is minus 1x minus 9x. But mostly when 1 is the coefficient we don't write it. We only write minus x minus 9x. In this way we have to split this middle term into two terms so that the answer of these two terms should be the middle term. And while splitting we have to find the proper factors, two factors of constant term. Now what we have to do? We have to take out common from first and second term, okay, from these two terms, and then from third and fourth term. Now as we all can see, x is common. From x square, x is taken out common, 1x is remaining. Minus sign is there, put the minus sign. From x, x is taken out common. Common means you all know it is division. X divided by x. X 1s are x, x 1s are x, we are getting 1. So full x is taken out common, so 1 is remaining. Then minus sign is there, write the minus sign. From third and fourth term we can see that 9 is common, so take out 9 because 9 is divisible by 9, 9 is divisible by 9, 9 is common. Here 9 is taken out common from third term, x is remaining. Minus plus we have to give minus sign. 9 divided by 9, 9 ones are 9. We will get 1 as the answer. So we can see that this bracket is same. Always see that bracket should be same. If bracket is not same, that means somewhere we have done the mistake. Here the bracket is same. We will be writing this bracket one time. This is common bracket. And in the second bracket we will be writing these remaining terms, x minus 9. In this way, factors of x square minus 10x plus 9 is x minus 1 and x minus 9. Third sum, y square plus 24y plus 144. So that means we have to find out the two factors of 144 whose addition should be the coefficient of middle term. Coefficient of middle term is 24 plus 24. So we have to find out the two factors of 144 whose addition should be plus 24. Let us find out two factors of 144. Okay, 2 as it is having 4 in the unit place, so first factor can be 2. 2 into 2 sevens are 14, 2 2s are 4, 72 into 2. But 2 plus 72 is not 24. We will not get it as 24 because 2 plus 72 is 74. We want the two factors whose addition should be 24. Next two factors of 144 can be 4 into 36, correct? So because if you divide 144 by 4, 4 3s are 12, 4 6 are 24. So 4 and 36, 4 into 36 we get 144. But 4 plus 36 is equal to 40. We want 24. Such two factors whose addition should be 24. Now 144 is equal to, if you write first factor as 6, 6 2s are 12, 6 4s are 24, correct? 144 divided by 6, we get 6 2s are 12, 6 4s are 24. But 6 plus 24, we get 30. We are not getting 24. So we have to find out two factors of 144 whose addition should be 24. If you remember, 144 is square of 12. 12 square is 144. 12 into 12 is 144. So two factors of 144 can be written as 12 into 12. 12 into 12. And 12 plus 12 is 24, we all know. So we cannot take all these factors, 2 into 72, 4 into 36, 6 into 24. There can be many more factors. But we require only two such factors whose addition should be 24. So those two factors are 12 and 12. 144 are equal to 12 multiplied by 12. So 12 plus 12 is 24. We will get these two factors only, 12, 12. Factors of 144 are 12 into 12. In this way, we can write here and then first term as it is, last term as it is. In place of middle term, we can write these two terms. So plus 24y can be written as plus 12y plus 12y. Plus 12y plus 12y is plus 24y. We are going to use these two factors for writing this middle term. We will split the middle term into two terms. It can be written as plus 12y plus 12y. Now what we will do? We will take out common from first and second term. From first and second term we can see that y is common. From first term y is taken out common, 1y is remaining. From second term 12y, we can take out y common, this 12 is remaining. then plus sign we have to write. From third and fourth term we have to take out common. We can see that 12 is the smaller number, 144 is the bigger number. 144 is divisible by 12, that's why 12 we can take out common. From third term 12 is taken out common, y is remaining, plus from 144 12 is taken out common. Taken out common means what? We have to divide. 144 divide by 12, what we get? 12 12s are 144, so 12 in the bracket. So in this way we are getting same bracket. Same bracket means we have to take it out common. Y plus 12 is common bracket, should be written one time, and in second bracket this remaining expressions, y remaining from the first bracket plus 12 remaining from the second bracket. So in this way we get y plus 12, these two brackets. In the end we get two brackets and there is no sign between two brackets. That means there is multiplication of two brackets, no sign. Don't put any sign between two brackets. Now let us see this fourth sum. If you observe the fourth sum carefully, you can see that first term is having coefficient which is bigger than 1, which is greater than 1. Here the coefficient is 5. In first, second and third term, we have seen that the first terms are not having any coefficient. That means there was coefficient 1 every time coefficient is 1. Here we are getting coefficient greater than 5. So this sum we will solve afterwards. We will first solve all the sums in which the coefficient of first term is 1, and this 4th, 10th, 11th and 12th and this 9th sum also we will solve afterwards. First we will complete all these sums in which the coefficient of first term is 1. So first we solve question number 5, p square minus 2p minus 35. P square minus 2p minus 35. Now see children, till now all these three sums we have solved, they are having the constant term whose sign is plus. Okay, and that's why we have found out two factors of constant term whose addition should be the coefficient of middle term. Now here the constant term is having minus sign, and when the constant term is having minus sign, we have to find out two factors of constant term whose subtraction should be the middle term. Always keep this in mind. When the constant term is having minus sign, we have to find out two such factors of constant term whose subtraction should be the middle term. And when the constant term is having plus sign, we have to find out two such factors of constant term whose addition should be the middle term. Okay, so here we have to find out two factors of 35 whose subtraction should be 2. So two factors of 35. Which are the two factors? 5 7s are 35. We all know these are the two factors. First two factors will be 1 into 35. But 1 and 35. 35 minus 1 is not 2. We require the subtraction 2. So we will write these two factors. 5 7s are 35. And 7 minus 5 we get 2. So in this way we have to find out the factors. Always check the sign of constant term. If the sign of constant term is plus, you have to find out two factors of constant term whose addition should be the middle term. And if the sign of constant term is minus, then you have to find out two factors of constant term whose subtraction should be the coefficient of middle term. Now let us write it. First term p square and last term minus 35 we write as it is. Only in place of this middle term we have to write two terms. We have to split the middle term. So minus 2p can be written by using these two factors 5 and 7. So how it can be written? It can be written as minus 5p plus 7p. Okay, because this is having minus sign. So one factor should have minus sign, another factor should have plus sign, because we all know minus into plus is equal to minus. and that's why when the constant term is having minus sign, one factor should have minus sign, the other factor should have plus sign. So while giving the sign, you have to see this sign. If the sign of middle term is minus, then the bigger number should have minus sign and smaller number should have plus sign. Okay, so here what should be done? Bigger number should have minus sign and smaller number should have plus sign, minus and plus. So minus 5p, sorry, plus 5p minus 7p will be minus 2p, correct? Plus minus will become minus, and sign of bigger number is 7, sign of 7 is minus. So plus minus will become minus, sign of bigger number 7p minus 5p will be minus 2p. So answer of these two terms should be this middle term. Always keep this in mind. Answer of these two terms, the two terms which we are going to write in the next step, answer of those two terms should be the middle term. So while expressing this middle term into two terms, you have to check the signs properly. If the middle term is having minus sign, bigger number should get minus sign, smaller number should get plus sign. If the middle term is having plus sign, then bigger number should be having plus sign, smaller number should be having minus sign. So sign of middle term should be the sign of bigger number. Always keep this in mind. Sign of middle term should be the sign of bigger factor, the sign of greater factor. So this can be expressed as plus 5p minus 7p. So plus 5p minus 7p, we get minus 2p. Now take out common from first and second term, third and fourth term. Now next things are same. From p square plus 5p, we get p common. From p square, if you take out p common, p is remaining. Plus sign is there, put the plus sign. From 5p, if you take out p common, 5 remaining. Then from 7 and 35, 7 is smaller number, 35 can be divisible by 7, so we take out 7 common. Minus sign is there, so we put minus sign, 7 common. From 7p, 7 is taken out common, p remaining. Minus minus becomes plus. 35 divided by 7, 7 5s are 35. So in this way, please p plus 5 bracket is common. This bracket we write one time, and in second bracket we write p minus 7, p minus 7. In this way, when minus sign is there, you should be very careful. Now sixth sum, p square minus 7p minus 44. We will have to find out the factors of minus 44 or 44 whose subtraction should be 7. Okay, so we all know 4 into 11 is 44 and 11 minus 4 is 7. So while giving the sign, let us check the sign of middle term. The sign of middle term should be given to the bigger number, and then the smaller number should have opposite sign. Sign of middle term should be given to bigger number, and then the smaller number or smaller factor should have the opposite sign. Always keep this in mind. When minus sign is there, when we do subtraction of two factors, always keep this in mind. The sign of middle term should be given to the bigger factor. Okay, so minus 7p can be written as plus 4p minus 11p. Okay, plus minus will become minus, sign of bigger number sign is 11, 11p minus 4p is 7p. In this way, you should remember the factorization method. Now let us factorize. First term we write as it is. In place of middle term, we will be writing plus 4p minus 11p. And last term minus 44 we write as it is. Now from first and second term we take out common. From third and fourth term we take out common. First and second term we can see p is common. So from first term p is taken out common, 1p is remaining. From second term minus 4p, p is taken out common, minus 4 is remaining. Third and fourth term we can see 11 is common, 44 is divisible by 11, so we will take out 11 common, minus 11 common. From third term 11 is taken out common, p remaining. Minus minus will become plus. 44 divided by 11, we get 4. This is having plus sign, okay, plus 4p minus 11p. So here we get plus sign. Okay, now p plus 4 bracket is common, we write one time, and in second bracket we write these remaining terms p and minus 11. Now 7 sum, m square minus 23m plus 120. M square minus 23m plus 120. So we have to find out the factors of 120 whose addition should be 23. Now 120 is having plus sign, so we have to find out two factors of 120 whose addition should be 23. So factors of 120 you all have to keep on finding. First two factors will be 2 into 60, but 2 plus 60 is not 23. Then next two factors will be 3 into 40, correct? 3 4s are 12, but 3 plus 40 is 43. We are not getting 23. Then next two factors, if you divide by 4, first factor will be 4. 4 3s are 12. 4 plus 30 is 34. If you see, divide by 6. 6 2s are 12. 6 zeros are 0. You can divide by 5 also. 120 is equal to 5 into 5 2s are 10, 5 4s are 20. 24 plus 5 is not 23 again. If you divide by 6, you get two factors, 6 into 20. But 6 plus 20 is 26. We are not getting 23. If you divide by 8, 8 ones are 8. 120 divide by 8. 8 ones are 8. What is remaining? 4 remaining. 8 5s are 40. 15 plus 8. Is it 23? 15 plus 8. Is it 23? Yes, it is 23. So we have to take these two factors, 8 and 15. We cannot take all these factors. Okay. So 120 factors are 8 into 15 plus 120. But we require minus 23m. So when we require minus 23m, both these numbers should have minus sign. In addition, the middle term sign should be given to both the numbers. Okay. If the middle term sign is plus sign, both the numbers should get plus sign. If the middle term sign is minus sign, both the numbers or both the factors should get minus sign. So it will be minus 8 minus 15. Minus into minus will be plus. And here minus 8m minus 15m. Correct. Minus minus plus, but sign should be minus. 8 plus 15 is 23m. In this way you can split the middle term. So first term as it is, in place of middle term we write these two terms, minus 8m minus 15m plus 120. From first two terms, first and second term, m is common. In bracket m is remaining, minus 8 is remaining. Correct. From first term m taken out common, 1m is remaining. From second term m taken out common, minus 8 is remaining. Now from 15 and 120, minus 15 is common. From 15m, 15 is taken out common, m is remaining. Plus minus will become minus. 120 divided by 15, we get 8. So m minus 8 bracket is common. We write one time. In second bracket we write this m and minus 15. Okay. Now let us see the next sum. M square minus 25m plus 100. M square minus 25m plus 100. So plus 100 is there. So we have to find out the factors of plus 100. Two factors of plus 100 whose addition should be the middle term. So two factors of 100, keep on finding out 100 factors. Plus first two factors will be 2 into 50, but 2 plus 50 is it 25? No, it is not 25 because it is 52. Then two factors are 4 4 2s are 10, sorry 4 2s are 8, and then 4 5s are 20. 25 plus 4 is not 25. We require 25. Addition should be 25. Then 5 2s are 10, 5 zeros are 0, 25s are 100. Two factors of 100 are 5 and 20. 5 plus 20 is 25. So we have to take these two factors, 5 and 20. 5 and 20. Now we have to split this middle term minus 25m into these two terms. So when plus is there, that means the constant term is having plus sign, we find out two factors of constant term whose addition should be the coefficient of middle term, and both these factors should have sign of middle term. When addition is there, both the factors should have sign of middle term. So it will be minus 5m minus 20m. So m square as it is, minus 5m minus 20m plus 100. Last term as it is. Now from first and second term, m we can take out common, m is remaining. Minus 5m we can take out m common, minus 5 remaining. 20 and 100. 20 is smaller number. 20 can be taken out common, minus sign is there, we put minus sign. From third term 20 is taken out common, m remaining. Minus plus minus sign. 100 divided by 25 is there. M minus 5 bracket common we write one time. Second bracket we write m and minus 20. So two factors of m square minus 25m plus 100 is m minus 5, m minus 20. So children, in this video we have solved all those sums from practice set 6.1 in which the first term coefficient is 1. Okay, in question number 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, in all these sums the coefficient of first term is 1. Now remaining sums we will solve in part 2 of this video. Part 2 will be the continuation of practice set 6.1.
Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.